back to the channel. For today, we got in the Superchips Traildash 2. See right there, it's an in-cabin controller. So I already did the swap for the PCM. You have the options. You can either send in your original one, or you can send in your original one, then they'll send you one before. So like that, you are down, so your downtime is as less than what it normally would be. Sorry, I'm crossing all my words. So you can see in the packaging, it's real nice. You got a little in-dash monitor. The connections in the back, you can see. You also have both cables right here. One's going to connect to the OBM port of your Jeep. The other one's going to connect to your Traildash. And like I said, I had ordered the cross shipment, which is the one that they offer, where they'll send you already a programmed computer. See, it goes just like this. What goes inside the box is actually pretty cool. Like I said, brand new computer. So I will be sending in my original one, and then this is the one that's going to be going to the Jeep. But what I was reading, once you put in the new one, you're going to get an error code. So you would have to reset it with the Traildash. So let's go ahead, we're going to start loosening it up and get everything installed. So for my Jeep, I have this control assembly 8-switch panel control right here. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to have to go ahead with a 10mm screw, remove this. What you want to do is you just want to go ahead and move this off to the side so it's not in your way, just like so. Then to be able to remove the computer itself, you're going to need an 8mm socket. There's going to be 3 screws. You're going to have one down here on the front middle, right where the driver's side is. There you go. Once it's loose, take it out. Now before you go ahead and disconnect the computer, you have to disconnect the battery. So we'll go to the other side and make sure we disconnect the battery. So let's get to that right now before we continue. So once you are on the battery side, you're going to want to go ahead and disconnect the negative so it does not make a contact and you do not mess up the new computer or the old computer as you go to reinstall it. So to do is just loosen up the bolt and just kind of wiggle it out a little bit, just like that. Make sure it's out of the way, nothing's touching it. You do not want this battery to be connected and spark on the computer when you go to disconnect it or reconnect it. So now we're going to head back to the other side and continue disconnecting the computer. Okay, so now when you're back in the computer side, again, make sure that the battery is disconnected. I cannot advise this enough. Be wary, do not leave the battery connected. So once you are on this side of the computer, back on the driver's side, the battery is disconnected. I've double checked and triple checked it. Do is real simple. Push in the little clip right here in the center, lift up the red lever, and just like that, it'll pop right out. Just one-handed, it's one, same thing. Push in the little clip right here in the center. As you can see where I'm pointing at, right here is the little clip. Press that in, raise up the red lever, and just like that, the connector comes out. All we want to do is just kind of wiggle it out just a little bit, and boom, disconnected. Computer will now slide out. As you can tell, this is the old one right here, and let me go ahead and grab the new one, and we're going to put it right back in where that one was. Right, so I went ahead and I checked it. The bottom one, so you can see, is the OEM one, and then the top one is the one that Superchip has sent me. So at first I did not realize this. What I did realize is that one is bigger than the other. Here, so you can see. Like I said, the bottom one was, the one that was right here was the OEM one. So this is the OEM one. I'll put one on top of the other. Just so you can see, one is bigger than the other. It's not too noticeable, but you can see. Then the big notice is that the holes do not line up. These holes do not line up, all four of these. These two and these two do not line up. So that's where you were having issue, or where I was having issues with reinstalling it. On top of that, it seems like they sent me the wrong board because connections are wrong, the wrong computer. So as you can see, yes, the middle is the same, the prongs are the same, but the grooves are going to be different. So one's at the top, again, same thing, the connections in the middle is all the same, the grooves at the bottom. When we jump over to the other side, although the pins in the center are the same, the grooves on the side are going to be different. So this one's on the top, and if you look at this one, it's towards the bottom. So that is causing an issue where this plug is not sliding in. So like I said, I'm going to call them back tomorrow, Tuesday, early in the morning, confirm with them if this is normal and exactly how to fix it. So for right now, we'll leave this on standby. Hey guys, welcome back. So I ended up calling Superchips, and after a little bit of back and forth, I guess they thought I had a problem with the unit, when in fact they sent me the wrong computer. So I had to send back the computer that they sent me and my computer, and then I was able to speak with them, and it took a couple days of back and forth with emails and phone calls, and they finally sent me the right one. So we're gonna go outside actually and finish installing it. We got sweaters on because it's getting kind of cold and it's pretty windy outside, so it makes it a lot colder. So we're gonna get started on that again. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I sent the original one. I don't know if you can see it right there. So I sent the original one in to Superchips. They reprogrammed it and they sent it back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's actually pretty windy and chilly, so I'm gonna be reinstalling this one. It's gonna be the same simple steps. It's the 3 screws, so it's 1, 2 on one side and then the one on this side. So let me go ahead and mock it up, and then I'm gonna be showing you how to put the screws back in. Okay, so what we're gonna end up doing is moving back the connectors to make room. Holes are gonna line up to where the screws are. So what you're gonna do is just, again, go to the corner, find the hole, pass the screw through it, just kind of mock it up hand tight, and then once you have it hand tight, you'll be able to install the rest. Again, don't forget the ground. You need to have this in there. You can just wrap it around like this, right through the top like that. There you go. You're gonna go for the third one, same thing. Make sure the cable's out the way. You're gonna pass it through, and you're gonna hand tighten it. Then make sure it grabbed on, and then the negative is still disconnected on the battery. So then what you're gonna end up doing is locate the screw. Go ahead and tighten that. Okay, so once you've connected the computers, you're gonna go ahead and reconnect the plugs. Once it's in, just go ahead, press down. Again, same thing. What you do is the other one. Go ahead, put it in, just press down. Your computer is plugged, so now we're going to jump over to the battery side and reconnect the negative so that we can go ahead and power up the computer. Alright, so now we're on the battery side. We're going to do, like I said, just reconnect the negative and retighten it so it doesn't go anywhere. Once it's on there, I have this cap to kind of just protect it a bit. I never took it off. We're going to go back to the other side and finish installing it. Once you make sure that the computer is connected, you make sure the battery is connected, I'm going to go ahead and just replace my control switch. I've yet to fix the cables, but I will get to that. All we're going to do is just line it back up to where it was, reinsert the bolts on both sides. Once you have them in, you're going to go ahead and tighten them. Once it's tight, make sure it's on there correctly. This is good. Make sure all your cables out of the way, computer and everything. Once that's done, we're gonna go inside and turn the key to try to start this back up. So if you look, what I did with the cable is actually wrapped it around because apparently the cable is really long. I didn't like the way it was sitting, so I zip tied it. I'm gonna zip tie it twice. Superchips is nice enough to give you a bunch of zip ties so you can strap them down. So that's what I'm gonna do, one on each side. Just like so. I'm gonna leave the zip ties. I mean, they don't bother me. It's nowhere, it's not in my way. So I don't really care too much for them. What I'm gonna do is there's a little screw in the bottom corner right here. It was a 7mm. It's right next to the connector. I don't know if you can see it. It was right here. So what we're gonna do is just pass the cable through from bottom to top. Like that, the cable's completely out of the way. Then you're gonna get your connector. Go ahead and you're gonna plug it in. And just like that. And just like that, it is connected. Cables I ran through. So you can see I have it neatly tucked away. And then I have this other cable that's gonna run through the top like I have mentioned before. As you can see, it's sticking out right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Traildash mount on and we'll connect the computer. Alright, so once you turn it on, hit yes, it's gonna prompt you. Just give you a little warning. It's gonna say detecting, initiating, please wait. So you're gonna get an error message. The car is not on, so you wanna turn on the ignition. It's gonna tell you please cycle the engine and ensure that the key is on the on position. I'll turn on the engine. It's initiating again. You're gonna get a bunch of warnings. Everything's gonna give you a warning on your car.
Defectos de salida que no tenía.
It's gonna give you some warnings. Is it equipped with a manual transmission? No, it's not. It's gonna ask you, is this a new Rubicon? I put yes. Is it 2015? Please wait. Initiating.
Por favor, espera. Inicio.
Please wait.
Pues, ay, así.
Alright, and there you go. The vehicle is set up. So what we do is just go ahead and turn it off. So you can cycle through. And then we'll turn it back on. Alright, so I keep getting this check engine light. I was reading the instructions that they give you. They say to disconnect the battery, see if that works. They tell you to hold down the throttle and start the vehicle. There's a couple other things that they tell you to do. It tells you open up the menu and then you're gonna go to diagnostics. So as you can see, the trouble codes. I wanted to read the trouble codes. Then all of them are pretty much gonna be the accelerator. retrieve it, and if you click on it, it'll tell you the circuit is low. See, position sensor 2 is low, same thing as the other one. See, 122 is the same thing, position circuit low. They're all basically the same thing. So the other option that they tell you is from the menu, just clear the code. It's going to tell you to turn off the vehicle, leave it on the on position. It's going to tell you, click yes, and it tells you it's going to take a couple minutes. Click yes. It's going to tell you clearing all diagnostic codes. 2 hours later. So once it is done, let's see if it's giving any. Okay, so I'm restarting the vehicle. And it is still giving the error message. So let's see what it says. Okay, still telling me it's low. So the other option is to set a program, and it should work. So let's see. So let's go for, let's see, what options do they have here? Just do economy. Alright, so the vehicle right now is turned off. I followed the third step, which was to set a new program. You saw me do, I went with the economy one. So we'll see now if that fixed it or not. I already know the answer, as you can see it did. So the trouble code is off. I have no error messages whatsoever. Throttle response is good. Doesn't sound like there's anything up. And we just gotta wait for the computer to reboot up. So once it's loading the gauges, click on the bottom, go to diagnostics. Let's see if it shows any codes. As you can see right there, it says no diagnostic trouble codes found. Just continue, go back home. Something you gotta double press it. Alright, so I'll do a follow-up video, more or less talk through what I did. The setup itself is not that hard. I guess the hardest part was setting up the computer, or I'm sorry, shipping off the computer and coming back. But I'll explain that later on. For right now, I'm gonna go for a test drive. So let's see what happens. All right, so we crossed over to Mexico. Came to get some food.
Tengo mucha hambre.
Someone decided to be hungry.
Mucha hambre.
So where I live, the only place that's open, there's barely any light, sorry. So where I live, the only place that's open right now would be over here in Mexico. So right now we're trying to go get some food. I had a friend of mine clock my speed, and it's actually pretty accurate. I set the tire sensor to 38 on the Traildash, so the computer knows that I have 38 tires. Rena's gave me a low tire sensor warning, but again, I'll close it. It's about 55 degrees outside, so the tires are going to be reading lower. Tomorrow when it warms up, it should be turned off. So again, I'll give a walkthrough after this part and kind of walk through what I had to go through to be able to finalize all of this. But that'll be tomorrow when there's sun. If you like like the video, you like how it installs and everything, and if you have any other questions on what I did to reprogram it, just go ahead and comment. If you like the video, go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel, keep following us. You got myself and my partner in crime right here, Alice. She's holding the camera. I don't know if she wants to come on in it.
Tengo mucha hambre, no puedo hablar tanto.
Tienes hambre. Have a nice one, everybody.
Bye.